Ochai, what do you think about you guys being ranked this week?
Feels good to be back in the top 25. We just got to keep working off of it. And I think this is just a start for where we will actually want to be at. Coming about 2 weeks from now.
Hey, Ochai, it seems like you guys have talked a lot about defense lately, and then you've picked up your defense. Is there some other area that you guys are kind of focusing on? I know you're still going to focus on defense, but is there another step you want to take in another area of the game that you're really locking in on right now?
Haven't really thought too much about that. I think more of just defense, really. At the end of it, I mean, it's kind of hard to really go away from that when we really are thinking of that as our primary our thing of being successful and getting wins. So I think really just not going away from that, always having that defensive mindset, but I don't really think there is anything else now.
Sure. What do you think has been the biggest improvement defensively? Has it been individual stuff or team defense or both or what?
I'd say a little bit mixture of both. More just helping the helper, knowing that there's more help built in behind the ball, trusting each other more, and really just communicating in the right way to make things easier when we are in the right positions on defense.
Hey, Och, can you talk about the recent play of Jaylen Wilson? He was named the Big 12 Newcomer of the Week. It seems like he's really finding himself the last few games. Can you just talk about the play of him the last couple of games?
Yeah. He's just been aggressive and really not forcing the issue. Letting the game come to him, and doing the things that he does as a good player, offensively and just defensively, just locking into what we do and not really straying away from who he is or what we do. So.
Ochai, I know it's not back-to-back like Iowa State was, but you did just play K-State fairly recently. How much does that help, and what's the focus with the rematch on those guys?
Really just going back and watching film from the last time and fixing some stuff that we had done wrong playing against them, scouting them and all that. But coming in with the same mindset that we just need to keep winning over this stretch, and then moving into the next 3 games after this K-State game are really critical for us, but not really overlooking the K-State game because it's going to be a rivalry and it's going to be a game, and they're going to always come out aggressively and play hard. So.
Hey, Ochai, I wonder if you can kind of just talk a little bit about what it's been like to try to make it through this season. You've been at Kansas for a few years. It was probably a lot more quote unquote fun to play basketball with a full house and being able to roam around town and that whole bit. What's it been like, just the grind of trying to get through all this stuff from the student athlete side?
From the student athlete side, I would say, it has been really different. Not a lot of the freshmen have really been able to really get the true Kansas experience, as in just the fans and all the people and all the hype, the true hype behind the games and all that, and just showing up and seeing all the fans. So I kind of feel bad for those freshmen, the newcomers that haven't experienced that, but it is different at the same time. But I think I still see it as basketball, and it's just basketball at the end of the day. Wins and losses. So that's how I see it. And I don't really think anything has changed that much mindset wise when it comes to basketball. But outside of that, not having that full experience of fans and all that in the stands for the newcoming guys is kind of hard. So
now that you've
just to piggyback
games like that without the fans or with just a few fans, right? You played games with nobody and you played games with a couple of thousand. How weird has it been? How much was that adjustment to get and it looks like maybe in the NCAA tournament, there probably won't be fans, maybe just family. I mean, has it been fun or just different? I mean, how do you get that part of it going?
I would say to make things fun, I think really just having our team, being around our teammates in times like this, where it kind of feels like it's just us against the world sometimes. But when there's no fans out there and we have to create our own energy, I think that's always fun in the game of basketball. And it kind of takes me back to empty gyms as in like AAU and like youth games growing up. So it's kind of fun. And I know all the guys can relate to that too, as in like creating our own energy and just having fun that way.
Hey, Coach, kind of back on the topic of kind of having a regular season. I guess talk about your experience really in 3 years, you haven't gotten that yet, have you? I mean, you sat out first half of the first season. Last year, you didn't get the NCAA tournament. Clearly, this season's all over the place. But how different maybe has your career been now compared to what you thought it would be when you were stepping in here?
Yeah, I mean, it's really different now that you actually put it into perspective like that. Actually only having one NCAA tournament under my belt in the past 2 years, I mean, or not even getting the chance to even have one at the end of the season, and then this season being different. I think it is weird, but like I just said, it's still basketball at the end of the day, and I still love playing this game, and I enjoy doing it with my teammates. So I think that's what just makes it fun about just being here and still being within this program. So.
I don't
How
know.
different do you think it'll be playing at Bramlage with no fans? Will you miss, the students and the signs and all the stuff?
That's not. I won't miss that. I definitely don't like playing at a full packed Bramlage Coliseum. So I really don't like playing there when there is fans. But without fans, I think it might be a little bit better. Won't get as much hate, but I think the hate will still be there from them. So.
I don't know if you've heard, Och, but class was just canceled on the KU campus. What do you think of that?
Good. I don't have any in-person classes, all online this semester, thank God. But it is really bad out there, and I think this is probably one of the worst, weather. It's actually been this cold. I've never been in this coldness before, so I think it's just all new for a lot of people. But I'm just trying to stay warm, honestly. So.
I walked to campus this morning and my legs were frozen.
Yeah, I was out there for about 5 minutes coming back from my car or something like that, and my hands or my fingertips were already cold. So I mean, it's really bad out there.
Ochai, you mentioned not overlooking K-State, but you guys do know what that final stretch is like. How hard is that to do? First of all, not to look forward to that when there's a lot to gain with those last 3 games.
I wouldn't say it's really hard because we're taking it game by game, and we're excited for this game coming up on Wednesday as we are for the next 3 or the 3 after that. But taking it just game by game really puts things into a better perspective for guys, and really as in just focusing and locking in on that game, so we don't really get too ahead of ourselves and drop one or anything like that. So.
Is it hard to believe the end of the regular season's right around the corner? I mean, kind of relating to what we were just talking about with all that, the weird season and stuff. Does it seem weird, like it's almost already here, and maybe it doesn't feel like it should be?
It is kind of seem weird. Seems like it's gone a little bit faster than usual or the past years, as in conference, but it's finally already here where we're closing down to single digit games and we're almost there. So we just got to finish strong. So that's how I see it.
Hey, Ochai, I want to kind of follow up what you talked about earlier as it relates to fans in the crowd, but and this is more so sports talk type stuff. But but do you notice a big difference from when you're not playing in an arena with fans versus 2,500 versus a packed crowd? I talk about it some as it relates to football, Super Bowl, Chiefs fans not being able to come travel and attend the game, like they did in Miami. So I mean, do you not notice a difference as it relates to the atmosphere and the energy and stuff that you get versus not playing in an arena with some people versus others?
Yeah, I would say, not being there or being there in an environment usually where you're used to it being loud all the time, like Allen Fieldhouse or like other places in the college basketball venues, all those venues. But just being in a place where you're used to it being loud, I think it is kind of weird not having that energy that is usually given night in, night out. So what I was going back to, I was saying that like us creating our energy is like important, and it has been important for this season. I really stick by that, and I think it's true because just creating our own energy from our own team brings that onto the court, and that's something that's been missing this year, just from the fans' perspective. But always knowing that's there, but it isn't this year is something new. But I think we've gotten used to it. So,
are you guys more focused now that there's just 2 weeks remaining in the regular season to get to where you guys want to be?
Yes, I would believe so. I think this is from this point on, with these next 4 games coming up and, the NCAA tournament coming up, I think we're just more focused on, getting better every single day to get to the point where we feel like we will be successful when that time comes, NCAA tournament time. So.
All right. Thank you, Ochai.
Thank you, guys.